What if the biggest thing holding you back isn't your circumstances, but the way you think about growth itself? Psychologist Carol Dweck discovered two simple mindsets that change everything: a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. One keeps you stuck, the other makes you unstoppable. Today, we're going to break down the difference, and by the end, you'll know exactly how to shift into the mindset that unlocks your true potential. A fixed mindset is the belief that your intelligence, your talents, and your abilities are set in stone, unchangeable, permanent, unmovable. People with a fixed mindset carry thoughts like, I'm not good at math, I'm not creative, I'll never be confident. Notice the pattern? Each of these sentences is an ending, a full stop. There's no room for growth, just labels that lock you into a box. And when you live inside that box, challenges start to feel threatening. Why? Because failure doesn't feel like feedback. It feels like proof. Proof that you've reached your limit. Proof that you're not enough. Feedback, instead of being a gift, feels like criticism. If someone tells you where you can improve, your mind hears it as confirmation of what you can't do. And here's the most dangerous belief that comes with a fixed mindset. Effort feels pointless. If you were meant to succeed, it should come naturally, right? And if it doesn't, then why try? This creates a self-fulfilling cycle. You avoid challenges because you're afraid to fail. You resist feedback because it feels like an attack. You don't put in effort because you've convinced yourself it won't matter. I'll give you a personal example. I remember being in school and thinking, I'm just not good at public speaking. So I avoided it. Every time I had to present, I panicked. Looking back, it wasn't that I couldn't do it. I just believed I wasn't the type of person who could. That belief kept me stuck for years. And science backs this up. Research by Carol Dweck shows that students with a fixed mindset not only avoid hard tasks, they also show less activity in the brain when given feedback, because they're not even processing how to improve. Their brain literally shuts down at the idea of growth. That's the trap of a fixed mindset. It convinces you your limits are permanent, when in reality, they're just stories you've repeated so often your brain and your life started to believe them. Now, compare that to a growth mindset. This is the belief that your abilities aren't fixed. They can be developed with effort, practice, and learning. Someone with a growth mindset thinks, I may not be good at this yet, but I can improve. See the difference? The word yet turns an ending into a beginning. It creates space for possibility. In a growth mindset, failure isn't an identity. It's feedback. Challenges aren't roadblocks. They're training grounds. And mistakes, they're simply data. Each one is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and grow. And science proves this. Neuroplasticity shows us that the brain literally rewires itself with new experiences. Every time you stretch yourself, every time you practice something new, your neurons fire and wire in fresh ways. What once felt impossible can become second nature with repetition. Spiritually, the growth mindset aligns with the universal principle of expansion. The truth that life is always evolving, always unfolding, and that you are a participant in that process. For me, One of the biggest shifts was in public speaking. After years of telling myself I just wasn't good at it, I finally decided to approach it differently. Instead of saying, I am not a speaker, I told myself, I'm learning to speak. Every presentation became practice instead of proof. And slowly, what once terrified me started to feel natural. That's the growth mindset in action. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep expanding. So the growth mindset isn't just motivational fluff. It's biological, psychological, and even spiritual. It's how humans evolve, and it's available to anyone who's willing to believe they can become more than they are today. Here's where it gets powerful. Your mindset doesn't just shape how you think. It shapes the life you create. Let's compare the two. Fixed mindset says, I can't. Growth mindset says, I can learn. Fixed mindset avoids challenges. If I try and fail, everyone will see my limits. Growth mindset seeks them. Every challenge makes me stronger. A fixed mindset hides from feedback. If someone points out my weakness, it means I'm not good enough. Growth mindset uses it as fuel. Feedback shows me where I can grow. Over time, these ways of thinking carve two very different paths. In one life, the fixed mindset keeps you playing small. You avoid risks, so opportunities pass you by. You repeat the same cycles year after year, and it feels like nothing changes. In the other life, the growth mindset turns every obstacle into a stepping stone. You try, you fail, you learn, you adapt, and each iteration moves you forward. To the outside world, it looks like you're lucky or talented, but in reality, it's mindset. I've seen this in my own life. Back when I believed I wasn't good at public speaking, I avoided every opportunity. Years went by and nothing changed. But when I adopted a growth mindset and treated each presentation as practice, my entire trajectory shifted. The more I leaned in, the more doors opened. Same person, same opportunities, but a different mindset created a completely different outcome. Now, I want you to try a quick thought experiment. Close your eyes and picture two versions of yourself. One who says I can't, and one who says I can learn. Watch how each version moves through the world. Notice how differently those two versions of you live, love, and grow. That's the power of mindset. And if you've ever wondered why some people break through barriers while others stay stuck, this is it. It's not talent, it's not luck, it is mindset. Here's where it gets even deeper and really exciting. A growth mindset isn't just psychological, it's vibrational. When you believe you can grow, your energy shifts. You radiate possibility. You start to align with opportunities that match that energy. It's like you tune your inner frequency to the expansion, and suddenly life starts playing the same song. Think about it. A fixed mindset closes doors before you even touch them. A growth mindset not only opens those doors, it magnetizes the people, resources, and synchronicities that help you walk through them. Science says growth rewires the brain. Spirituality says growth aligns you with universal expansion. It's the same truth, told in two languages. I remember when I first started shifting into a growth mindset, opportunities that used to intimidate me began to feel exciting instead. It was almost like the universe was saying, finally, you're ready. The moment I believed I could grow, it felt like the world rearranged itself to meet me halfway. That's the beauty of blending mindset and spirituality. You realize you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing your entire vibration. And when you do, the universe doesn't just notice, it responds. From a spiritual perspective, the growth mindset puts you in resonance with the universal law of becoming. The truth that we're all in an endless state of expansion. So, how do you shift into a growth mindset? It's not about flipping a switch overnight. It's about training your brain and energy daily until growth becomes your default. Here's a simple 3-step practice you can start today. 1. Notice fixed thoughts. Throughout the day, catch yourself when you say things like, I can't, I'm not, this is just who I am. Awareness is step 1. 2. Add yet. Transform that statement by adding one small word, yet. I can't do this becomes, I can't do this yet. That word opens the door to possibility and retrains your brain to expect growth. 3. Reframe failure. At the end of the day, journal one challenge or mistake and ask, what is this teaching me? Instead of proof you're stuck, see it as evidence you're growing. Do this consistently and you'll literally rewire your brain for growth. Neuroplasticity doesn't care how old you are. It responds to repetition. Now, here's my challenge for you. Ask yourself, which mindset are you living in right now? Fixed or growth? And for the next 7 days, commit to this practice. Catch your fixed thoughts, end the word yet, and reframe failure as feedback. And I want you to comment below right now. I choose growth. Pick one area of your life where you're ready to shift into growth. Declare it, anchor it, put it out into the field. Because the truth is, you are not fixed. You are not limited. You are infinite potential in human form. And the moment you choose growth, the universe expands with you. So, as always, be more than a label and embody your divine soul.